Oh, y'all celebrated the 4th of July? What are we doing, dog? Like, come on, dog. Before I get going, I want you to know that I celebrated Juneteenth too on the 250th. Juneteenth is a real reason to celebrate and have a holiday. Juneteenth happened 89 years after the founding of the country. We weren't free, even in name only. And Juneteenth celebrates resilience, freedom, just surviving all of the hateful terror and it resistance. This is the true history of this country. And I fucking know that we are not celebrating the erasure or censorship of American history because you or your kids can't handle our history, your history, my history, this whole country's history. Why is it too painful for your kids to hear about, but okay for ours to live it? Oh, y'all celebrated the 4th of July? What we doing, dog? Like, come on, dog. Are we celebrating the white nationalists that are strutting around yesterday in a big group at the Capitol, claiming that America needs to be reclaimed? I mean, literally, these assholes really are proving my point here and so many other places in my life. But I expect nothing more than the non-condemnation by the Republicans. And I expect this to be another day where I wonder why isn't anyone doing anything? Are we celebrating that this shit is so fucked that an Air Force major named Jason Watson was arrested on the steps of the U.S. Capitol just a few days ago after speaking out against the administration and demanding the impeachment, conviction, and removal of Donald Trump? Protesting in uniform is a violation of Department of Defense regulations. Do you realize how big of a deal this is? Do you realize that I could be put in jail by using my First Amendment rights if I'm not institutionalized for having any of my disabilities first? Are we celebrating the first trillionaire while Americans are starving, stressed, depressed? Remember when food stamps and health insurance were used as bargaining tools by y'all's president and then subsequently taken away? He doesn't give a shit about anything but the grift. And the grift of manipulating the stock market and taking gifts from other world leaders who you helped in some way with our billions of tax dollars. Are we celebrating the giant fucking most colorful piece of diamonds and shit that per PBS.com, Brussels and Belgium gifted the Fanafascists a ring with dozens of diamonds that spell out two giant letter T's next to the stars and stripes in 1776 and 2026. Dozens more diamonds frame the numbers 45 and 47 in the shape of Superman's logo. A diamond winged eagle carries a ruby shield and clutches an olive branch of emeralds below a radiant 250 atop the phrase 250 years USA etched in 18 karat gold. The U.S. ambassador to Belgium will give this to U.S. President Donald Trump. The ring is the latest in Trump's historic break with the White House custom of decorum and shit. So basically, what I can deduce is they gave him this giant ring because they didn't have to pay more than $2 billion in tariffs. But like other smart people, I knew that we Americans would have to pay the fucking tariffs. Are we celebrating the private event with crypto customers that fuels the accusations of Trump profiting off the presidency? Also, like always, please visit oversightdemocrats.house.gov and be enraged when you see the Trump family's digital grift wealth tracker. The number is so large, I don't even feel confident trying to say it, and that's a fucking shame. I have a college degree and he's only been back in office for like a year and a half. Again, oversight, democrats.house.gov. Are we celebrating that this megalomaniac says he doesn't think about Americans, but he's real proud of his 99% approval rate in Israel? Are we celebrating how many times I've heard the words billions to be paid by taxpayers, while a lot of us are super struggling to just make ends meet, and too often in this fucked up timeline, we are not able to make them meet. Like I've told y'all before, this motherfucker is saying basically to let us eat cake, but he knows that we cannot afford all the elements of a cake because cruelty is the point. Are we celebrating the continued disrespect and disregard and erasure happening to Black Americans? We have been oppressed in this country the entire time. The 14th Amendment, which was basically made for us, Black Americans, because we were not citizens in 1775 and maybe even seen as 3/5 of a person. Are we celebrating that the assholes in the World Cup who felt comfortable as fuck enough in this country to bring a Black man bananas and shit, obviously calling him a monkey? I know this nightmare of a country is young. 250 years is young. But damn, everything that we need to see, that we need to know, so we know what kind of country we do not want to be, history has told us. We were sold a whitewashed dream of America. And I will celebrate the mistake they made and making it seem to be so beautiful and wildly true. I will not shut up about the hope of what I know that we can be. I will not shut up about the American bullshit, past, present, and future. Are we celebrating the fact that veterans had to take to the damn streets because they know the oath they swore was to the Constitution to protect the United States against all enemies, foreign and domestic? And they know this shit ain't right. Notice how the military veterans did not cover their faces like the federal hate militia. And from what I understand, MAGA just admitted in words and shit that the feds are indeed white nationalists. Which, duh, you know? I mean, MAGA actually said this, so I just have to ask, what the fuck are we celebrating? What the fuck is the reason? The tens of people at Trump's bullshit? I mean, that one is worth a good belly laugh. Enjoy that. Are we celebrating the fact that the fucking president of the Heritage Foundation, Kevin Roberts, literally studied Black women? He stated that he initially shifted his academic focus to Black history and enslavement because other historical fields like Civil War military history were overcrowded. He later noted in a post-facto interview that he chose the field because it was more politically correct at the time. Sure, Jan. We know why, you creepy, obsessive fuck. Are we celebrating that I had a longer list, but inside this purposeful chaos that Trump creates, that hot shit is constantly and consistently covered by more hot shit, and there are large fires everywhere? Are we celebrating this gas bullshit that this orange asshole started? The Strait was open before he started this shit. And if the fucking E15 that many stations now offer unleaded 88, which is an 88 octane fuel blended with 15% ethanol. And yes, E15 can severely damage an older car. The EPA explicitly prohibits using E15 in any vehicle manufactured in the year 2000 or older. I know that we are not celebrating the myth of white supremacy, because we know there is nothing superior about the majority race. Maybe the bloodlust is superior, the violence and stealing and the findings of other people's land and cultures and shit. Those things are disgusting, and I'll let y'all have the supremacy of that shit. So sociologists and historians distinguish between this biological myth and the historical and systemic reality of the ideology. Clearly, the myth of white supremacy has real world consequences and was historically engineered during the era of European colonialism and the transatlantic slave trade to justify the economic exploitation and subjugation of non-white populations. Just evil. It's America's 250th birthday, and boy, as a country, a whole-ass country, should be ashamed. What progress have we made? Civil rights are disappearing way faster than we got them. White supremacy has stunted our young country's growth while telling us that we can't have shit, but simultaneously extracting the gold from our skin, bodies, and soul. Happy Juneteenth. Bye.